Good evening, students. Today, I'm going to speak one of the most favorite topics of mine, public speaking. Science, since my childhood, I have been doing public speaking. I have been involved in doing public speaking. I have been a very good orator right from my childhood, standing in front of students, standing in front of my friends, colleagues, teachers, principals, all the main, main people of the school. I was very able in giving good speeches, particularly Independence Day or the Republic Day or any other Gandhi Jayanti. Whatever the day was there, I was there standing in front of people and speaking. That is why maybe because today I'm here teaching you what public speaking is about. In this session, I'm going to tell you about public speaking. I'm going to cover the theoretical part. We are also going to take public theoretical practical sessions as well. Practical sessions are also important. Theory is also also similarly important. If you see, the need of public speaking has been felt for a long time now. You know Lokmanya Tilak, you know Mahatma Gandhi, you know Jawaharlal Nehru, you know and Narendra Singh Modi. All of them have taken to the platform, to the podium to to impart their messages to the people and share their thoughts and about important issues. They take it as an opportunity and then not as a burden. These guys who have been great orators and great thinkers have taken public speaking as an opportunity to read out their thought, to gather more people to support them, to spread their thoughts, but to help them understand the concept and not just entertain, but also help them understand the importance of independence. For example, public speaking is an art. Anyway, you understand it is an art. It is not anything else but an art. And often finds people get very anxious when they start. Many people ask me why, what is the secret in public speaking, making it good, making it as a good public speaker. Problems are anxiety, fear in the minds. Even the more experienced people find butterflies in their stomach. And most of the actors and actresses have in fact confessed that before the acting schedule, before they go to the stage or they are doing some act, they have butterflies in their stomach, which is a normal part. Tension is there when you before you speak in front of public. There is tension. Now, according to Aristotle, a speaker must have three traits: excellent sense, good character, and kindness towards his hearers. Excellent sense, important. Good character, yes, important. Kindness towards his hearers, because hearers are the most important. Because you are a hearer, you have hearers, you are a speaker. If there is nobody to listen to you, there is no point in being a speaker. You have to stop speaking to the chairs in front of you, the empty chairs. Not a good thing to happen. Importance of public speaking helps you grow as a person. Grow as a person, you understand your abilities, has an impact on your society. The people around you start looking upon you as with and respect, and try to and realize that you have some potential in you, and to help you advance in your careers. Today, presentation in your offices, presentations in schools, presentations in college is a common part. Communication has most importantly advanced to public speaking. Benefits of public speaking: grow as a person. Realizing one's self-worth is important. How good am I? How good am I really? I understand when I stand in front of people, I express my thoughts. People understand my character, they understand my thoughts, they understand how good I am, how what I think, what I do in my normal activities, the way I react to questions. All this is revealed when someone stands on a podium to address a bunch of gathered people. It gives a sense of gratification and it's a winning moment when you see the audience responding favorably. Yes, when you speak, they give a speech, you find happiness in the speech of your principal, find happiness in the face of your teachers, find happiness in the face of your family members. Also, you find appreciation on the faces of all the other hearers that are there, they who are listening to you. Of course, it involves a lot of responsibilities because your speech is sometimes getting recorded in the minds of the hearers, and they are in fact going to learn from you. Yes, people learn from speaker. They are there to hear to your speech, and then they want to learn. Everybody wants to learn something new every day. It's not that they stay as it is. No, they want to learn. So this will be taken as an opportunity by them as well to learn things from you. So you have to be alert that time. Speaking techniques like research, conceptualization, and organizing to deliver your thoughts in the methodical and effective manner have to be used. Speaking skills elevate your status when you converse with influential people. When you give a speech in front of people, there will be influential and important people who will come to you on their own and try to have a conversation with you. And that is a winning moment for you. You will realize that. Never give up an opportunity of addressing people. Yes, never give up. You look at it as an opportunity, not as a liability, as an asset and not as a liability. Tomorrow you have a speech, look at it as a dream, look at it as an opportunity to get the best out of your life. You can have great influence on the citizens to the government, which is eager to know you. From children, in case of ministers or in case of public servants, speech is an important part of communicating with people and guide them and tell them what is right and what is wrong. From children reciting poems to meeting in society. Public speaking is one of the biggest opportunity and advantage in life. In a society, in a common, we have a common society culture. When people come together and speak about the problems of the society, problems in living, water, electricity, you have to be very good in speaking. Advance in your career. Public speaking can help you advance in your career, thus get appreciation and even better earning. When you give good presentations, you have promotion. When you have promotion, you have more money. It is most influential in the selection process when the employee is good at giving speeches. It clearly reveals his abilities. Yeah. Benefits of public speaking. Advance in your career. We all here today. I'm going giving a presentation. You will hear this statement every day. आज मेरा presentation है. कल मेरा presentation है तो all the best देना मुझे. अच्छा होएगा. Type of dialogues office goes frequently. Presentations are nothing but the art of public speaking. You get recognition of seniors and rise up the corporate ladder. You get up on the ladder, promotion, prize president. No matter whatever career is in the making, public speaking is unavoidable. Remember that. Yes, fundamentals of public speaking. Understand yourself. Understanding yourself means understanding your strengths and your weaknesses. Find your abilities, biases, and potentials. Where you're good, where you're bad. Which field you're good in, which field you can actually explore and actually speak about confidently without any lots of preparation. Know your target audience. Yes, you must imagine, you must know in time, make it a point that you understand tomorrow whom I'm the kind of audience they're going to listen to my speech, who they are actually, what interests they have and what they believe in, what they want to learn. Grasp the situation, consider how the environment, other elements may influence how to deliver your speech, the other environments, other factors around you. Anticipate reactions. Reactions will come from the public, their facial expressions, their speech, their body movements, their gestures. Have a clear goal in the mind so that the audience responds to the way you desire. Remember, you should give such a way that the audience का reaction जो है वो the way you want it, the way you imagine when you prepare the speech. Fundamentals of public speaking. Look for information before giving any speech. You have to make it a point that it has to be informative, not just entertaining, or not just not just exciting, or not just inspiring. It has to be informative. Have more materials at your disposal to make your speech colorful. It should be colorful and informative. Reasonable argument. Support your speech by clear and credible data. Understand, credible data is important. Why? Because lots of people are listening to you. You should not say false facts. You will record it in their mind and you will be a fool of yourself. Make a fool of yourself. Give structure to the speech. Organize your thoughts so that the audience may easily follow and comprehend what you're saying. Address the audience directly. Have eye movements, eye contact with the audience. Use terminology appropriate for the target audience. Keep the occasion in mind. Today is Gandhi Jayanti. So today speak about Gandhi. Today is Independence. Speak about Independence. Today we have a guest. Speak about the guest. Use the terminology properly, and also remember what kind of target audience, what is their age, what is their background, what and all that. Practice. Gain confidence with practice. How to succeed as a public speaker? Be the best. Think about who are you going to speak to. Age, gender, and cultural origins. Make the experience enjoyable for them. They should enjoy your speech. Develop a better relationship with them by knowing them. Also be a good listener. Listen to your audience's gesticulated reactions. Be a good listener, not just verbal but non-verbal communication is happening. So be a good listener. Maintain flow of ideas. A proper introduction, body, and conclusion. Keep it short and to the point. Use simpler terminology. Introduction, body, and conclusion. We discussed this in the later part. Keep it short and to the point. Not unwanted examples, unwanted flow of ideas is not expected in a speech. Should be to the point, or should maintain to the topic of the speech. Should maintain to the and understand what people are going to hear, listen to you. Should make it totally concentrated on the topic, not be a vagabond. Speak it in natural and enthusiastic manner. Be enthusiastic. Your enthusiasm is important. If you're enthusiastic, your listener are going to be listen to you. If you're boring and you have a very negative and losing attitude, and it is difficult to be a public speaker. Treat it as though as you were having a normal chat with your friends. Yeah, this is important. You're chatting with your friends. Remember, it is not a everybody makes mistakes. You're going to make mistakes in a speech. Everybody makes mistakes. You remember that you're chatting with your friends. That will make you more comfortable, and you'll have more thoughts to sit, and you generate something good for the society and for the world. Make good use of visual aids like a projector, a board, blackboard, whiteboard with pencil, pen, marker pens, anything, visual effects. It lends your speech credibility, making you more comfortable and ease throughout. Deliver only moral speeches. Moral speeches, matlab ki speak only the truth, which is good for the society, not unwanted stuff, negative stuff, which will discourage the public. Develop a strong argument based on sound logic and evidence. Evidence should be there. Influence the mind to discuss in the right way. Avoid plagiarizing. Avoid using other people's knowledge, other people's stuff, deceiving, forcing or applying pressure, forcing people to be convinced persuaded in the wrong, in the pursuit of audience in a true manner. Whatever thoughts you have to be truth. Truth always prevails. Truth is always going to be victory, is going to be victorious at the end. So don't be false. Don't be evil. Don't be a villain. Developing speaker confidence. Overcome anxiety. It's the most important problem. We all face some butterflies in my stomach, anxiety, my feet are shivering, I'm shivering, my hands are shivering. This is a normal thing that happens. How to overcome that? Practice your speech. Prepare easy to understand notes. Be well prepared. Preparing karo ek mahine pehle, ek week pehle. Prepare how important speech occasion is. Warming up. Warming below it. Warming means your voice, your body movements. Warming is just like going to the gym or warm up your voice. Many musicians or singers like Lata Diti, Asha Bhosle, they plan before they sing. They clear their voice. They drink warm water. They give smoothness to their voice, to the vocal cords. That you should do before the speech. You take deep breaths. Deep breaths giving will give you more energy and more confidence. Introduction. Share person in case of when you can introduction. Share personal experience to yourself and the audience at ease. When you start a speech, introduction can be like you can introduce yourself by telling a good by a quotation or by an experience, personal experience. And do you remember, guys? I wanted to share an experience with you. One day I was walking on the street and a little guy was trying to cross the road, and he was not able to do that. That day moment, I got it. I got to him and asked him, "What is the problem? Why are you not crossing the road?" He said the signals and all that. That was just kind of story you can share with this public, which catch their attention. I mean, and you'll understand what kind of abilities you will have just looking at the way you're standing in front on the stage, the way your facial face, how do you look, the people who try to judge you. Remember that if you want to them to judge you properly and judge you in the best way, you want to project yourself, you have to be careful. Pay attention to the non-verbal communication of the audience. Not just they're not going to speak because you're going to speak. The body movements and gestures. I put this before also. Visual aids. I spoke this. Positive attitude. We all need this. Even if in between you find that the people are getting bored, people are getting distracted, don't be disheartened. You are going to have a positive attitude to speak to people. A big opportunity is there, and once you're successful, you have a good night's sleep and a motivation that you have done well. Win hearts. Lokmanya Tilak, Mahatma Gandhi, them Bose, Subhash Chandra Bose, Savarkar, they all won our hearts by their good thoughts because of their passion for public speaking. Not just for passion, it was for a purpose, and they did use public speaking for a purpose, for the great cause, for the independence of India, for enlightenment in the minds of people. What do you need as a speaker? A voice. Practically, what do you need? A voice you need. Working vocabulary and grammar. Marathi में बोल रहे, English में बोल रहे, Hindi में बोल रहे, so grammar has to be right. People will judge you. Something to say. Of course, you have to have something basic thing what you need. Something to say. A desire to share your thoughts with others. You are eager to share your thoughts. You have good thoughts and you want to share. And people know that you can do that. That is why they have given you the opportunity. It's nature's way to instill fear in you for the good reasons. You will try finding solutions. Yes. If you didn't have a fear for a tiger approaching in front of you, you will not understand the tiger is in fact going to eat you and end your life. If I have a fear in my mind about the tiger in front of me, I will run away. I'll try to save myself. If I don't have fear, I'll just stand and the tiger will eat and I'll die there. You have nothing to fear but fear itself, says Franklin Roosevelt. Fear gives you the extra energy you need to perform at your best. Because of the fear, you prepare. Tomorrow I have a match. Sachin says, tomorrow when I had match against Australia or England, in the before night I had butterfly and I had fear. Because of the fear, I was mentally ready. How do I face the situation? Once I do that, I prepare myself because of the fear. And because of the preparation, I have to succeed in my ventures. They recognize the fear as a companion. Put it to good use. Put it to good use. Yes, just like Sachin Tendulkar. Be defiant and brave. You have to be brave. You have to have guts. It takes guts to stand in front of thousands of people and speak. Speak not just to please the audience. Don't speak just to speak pleasing the audience. Speak because you want to achieve some purpose. Get your point across. People should know what you want to say, what your thought is. They can in fact make notes and say what Nikhil or somebody says. Yeah, say this. She should be able to summarize what you said. Keep your bad emotions hidden. You had a fight with your friends, you had a fight with your parents, you had a fight with your girlfriend, boyfriend. I mean, you have a fight. But when you're coming to the presentation, to fight everything. It's just your duty to speak and ignore all the thoughts, other negative thoughts that are coming to your mind. Take a realistic look at your situation. Consider that you are regarded as a capable and effective speaker. You think yourself as a good man. I'm a good woman. I'm a good man. I can speak well. That will give you confidence. Make a reasonable assessment of your target audience. Think about your audience. Try to pick their curiosity. That means try to make them curious. Then try to make them wanting more, wanting you to say more and more and more and more. So you have more encouragement, more confidence you have. Overcome speech content by knowledge and preparation. The realization that you don't have to be afraid of yourself, of your audience or something is a fantastic way to start. Believe I can do it because I have done it before. Yes. Just say, "Arey, पहला भी किया है मैंने, I can do it." Speaking to I am मेरा art है. You have to say to yourself, speak to yourself, so you know your confidence is better. Getting ready for your speech, getting ready. Decide on a topic. किसके बारे में बात करनी है? Decide on this topic first. Next, what do you want to achieve by saying what you're going to say? Goal of your speech. Examine the target audience. Try to examine what target audience is, what is their nature, what everything else. Enlist essential points. Please take a notepad, write essential points on the book. Put a proper introduction, conclusion. Put intro and conclusion together. Categorize your points. Categorize करो कि ये point इसको होगा ये. तो properly flow of ideas होना चाहिए. Make a rough layout. And that means basically that intro and conclusion have to be good, which I come. Ensure your visual aids are well prepared. In fact, by some speakers might want to go to the place where they're going to be speech tomorrow and ensure that the mic is working properly, the speaker is working properly, there is a board, there is a proper projector, it is working. Everything good speakers. In fact, in the beginning, you might want to do that. Take a deep breath and rehearse your speech. You can in the front of the mirror, you can speech. Rehearse your speech. Say encouraging words to yourself. Speak to yourself. I'm the best. I can do it. I can do it. Yes, I can do it. Yes, and say to yourself. Always passion. Your title. How should be your title? Pick a subject about which you are well versed. As a subject choose करो first time. इसमें आपको information है. You know about the subject. You can tell stories about the subject because you understood that subject very well. Decide on a topic you would want to talk about. अच्छा willing में होना ये topic मुझे अच्छा लगता है तो I want to share thoughts about this. I have lots of good ideas that people should know for the betterment of them and for me also. Pick a topic that we find fascinating and valuable. Set a topic that meets the assignments requirement. That is important. Practically सोचना जाए तो जो आपको काम दिया गया है वो आपको करना है. Practically तो assignment दिया गया है तो उसका आपको फुलफिल करना है. Choosing a topic. Now we come to the points we discussed in short. What do I enjoy reading? जो टॉपिक करते हुए मुझे सोचना है मुझे पढ़ने में क्या अच्छा लगता है. What have I learned from TV that has been interesting? Any particular course or topics that have piqued my interest? Interest होना चाहिए. Interest नहीं है boring है. I'm not interested in politics, so I can't speak about politics. I'm interested in films, Bollywood. I can have more knowledge and I enjoy reading about film stars, so I can speak more about that topic. What are my professional objectives? What do I want to accomplish in my life? What are some of my favorite hobbies and pastimes? What are my most personal and social concerns? What is bothering me right now? What is going on in the world that is unfair, unjust, or needs to be improved? Yes, that motive has to be there. That you want to make a change, be a change in the society, be a positive change. Choosing a topic of, we are still on the topic of choosing a topic. Will my audience be aware of any facts that will assist me in choosing a topic? Audience को reference में ले लो. Can I choose a topic to highlight events that my audience would be interested in? Can I persuade my audience to be less indifferent towards events that are directly related to me? Do I have enough time to adequately discuss the topic? Think about your target audience, prior knowledge. What do my listeners already know about the topic? Speak देने पहले audience को कुछ मालूम है पहले से, तो you take that into consideration. What are the most common occurrences listeners have had? Common occurrences. Where do mine and my listeners' interests have had? How diverse are my listeners? You can have listeners of variety of people from a village, from a city, from foreign countries, anybody. You just have to pay attention to that fact, and then you prepare your speech. Public speaking has 4 main goals. Remember: information देना है, instruct करना है, teacher की तरह, leader की तरह, entertain करना है, या convince करना है. ये sales skills में आपको ये persuade आएगा. So sales skills में public speaking is important. Standing in front of selling, will sell like anything. If you're any guy in professional, you need to sell in the beginning. So selling will actually give profit to the company. And selling when a good audience, good public speaking, you have added advantage to sell your product better than the others. You have thought lots of people listening to you, getting influenced on your abilities, and you have people approaching you and wanting to buy your product. Who are the listeners? Analyze your audience. Consider age range. कौन से age के बुढ़े हैं या नए? But are there old people or there young people? Male female ratio. How many males are there? How many females are there? Education background. What are their education? Occupation, profession, race, ethnicity, religion, geography, cultural surroundings, civil status, income level, assets, groups, and organization affiliations. What are the expectations from it? You want to entertain them, give them knowledge, help them, persuade them, or force them? Actually, have they come forced or they have come on willing? That's also important because you need to know that as a speaker कि आप आपका जो audience सामने है वो forcibly आ गया कि वो सुनने के लिए आया आपको, तो that you take into consideration. Anxiety level, use of visual aids, etc. Size of the audience is important. You should know how many people are going to come as a general idea. So you can plan your speech. That's the presentation. How it helps presentation कहाँ पे होने वाला है, helps you plan and visualize. बड़े हॉल में होने वाला है, क्लासरूम में होने वाला है, प्लेस वेयर यू नो में होने वाला है, तो you can actually plan and visualize your speech. Improving your speech skills, organizing your speech. Listeners are more likely to pay attention to speakers with whom they share common experience, problems, or goals. Use intriguing or startling statements or statistics that arouse curiosity. You can start like this. 50% of the women don't do this. 50%, 25% of the people are aware of this fact. That, something like that. Start like that. An interesting story with its emotional humor or intriguing commands attention. Interesting story can command attention. You can command it, not demand attention. People will automatically attend. They want to hear your entire speech. Get the audience thinking about an issue or concept. Yes. कल रात को जाके सोएंगे, सोचेंगे क्या बोला उसने. It's a very good thing he said about the country, problems of the country. Yes, you think about it, and you can have your own thoughts that you can be a speaker in the next time. The audience might become a speaker in the next session. Quotations. आपको book quotations का book रहते हैं. You can get it online, get the audience interest and attention immediately. Good quotation of good people, famous people will influence the people in front of you. The opener must be short, interesting, and appropriate to the topic. The topic is about simply stating the title of the speech. Opener, the topic, agenda. This briefly explains your point of view of what you will be discussing. Agenda क्या है, motive क्या है. Humor can be used at the beginning, but one must be careful. It shouldn't hurt. Humor in the good sense is very important. But if you make joke which are going to hurt some caste, some creed, some people or some groups, then it is going to be very dangerous. Remember that. It's going to be dangerous. As a politician, people face that already. Organizing your speech. Now come to the point. Organizing your speech. Organizing the body of the speech. Limit yourself to no more than 3 to 5 points. Main points. 5 main points होने चाहिए. 3 to 5. Keep your main points brief. छोटा रखो. And use parallel structures when possible. Parallelly write. Arrange your material so that you cover your most important point either first or last. जो important point आपको बोलना है पहले या लास्ट में बोलना. स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा एनर्जी रहता है सुनने वाले को, सामने से इन्फ्लुएंस रहता है, एंडिंग में रहता है. मेक योर मेन पॉइंट्स मेमोरेबल बाय क्रिएटिंग योर ओन राइम और एक्रोनिम. Organizing the conclusion of your speech. Body then conclusion. Introduction हो गया, body हो गया, conclusion. Summarize करो at the end of the session. Issue a challenge to your audience. Make an appeal to your audience at the end to make it more influential. I mean, more impressive. You have to look like give an appeal at the end of your speech. Visualize the future. Help them visualize the future. Memorable quotation at the end. Refer to the introduction and return the audience to opening statement and keep them touch to the topic. Be brief, never ramble. Don't introduce new information. Be constructed carefully. In case of the ending, don't be rambling. Don't give any new information. Be brief. जो बोला है बस नया information मत डालो. You look very pathetic and very shabby. Advantage outline. This is very difficult because very few people do that. Nobody wants to prepare speech. They are bored taking a pen and a paper, noting down things, going through the procedure. I don't know. Many people avoid this. I don't know about Modi ji, but people who I also might avoid before. I would just expect कल जाना है, खड़ा रहना बोलना है, which is very bad. कई बार मेरा भी I also accept that I make such mistakes. I have to prepare. Preparing is very very important. Don't treat it as because I am a good speaker. I don't treat that next time also I'm going to give the same quality speech. You know, hard to prepare. Easier to identify problems when you make notes. Less difficult to ask for sensible evaluations. Less temptations to memorize. मेमोराइज करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी आपको. फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इज इंक्रीज. आप फ्लेक्सिबल रह सकते हैं, आपको ऑन द स्पॉट चेंजेस कर सकते हैं. Train your visual aids. Provide support and emphasize main ideas. Facilitate understanding. Encourage emotional involvement. Emotions are important. Aid with delivery. Add to your credibility. People will believe in you. Start believing in you. Whatever he says is always right. People start believing in your credibility. They have the credibility about you. This decrease your nervousness because this is what happens when we use visual aids. Credibility बढ़ती है. अपना problems nervousness कम हो जाता है because you have something to help you. Helping है तो it's very important. Help is important. Help will give you more help to be more successful as a public speaker. Improve audience memory. Add interest and color. Add interest and color. Improve the audience memory when they see pictures. They remember better. Visual aids engage the senses and help clarify, support, and strengthen the message. Functions of visual aids. Good posture. Now, what happens when you stand in front of people? Good posture makes the speaker look and feel comfortable. Body movement and gestures. How do you move in on the stage? On the stage, you're speaking, and your body movement will be observed by the people. Gestures, hand movements, facial expressions, express view and feelings with appropriate restraint. Restraint होना चाहिए. You're not in front of your family or mother and father will do anything. You be monkeying or around. You don't have to monkey around. You have to be decent. Look at your eye contact. Look at your eye listeners directly. Have eye contact, so they know you're confident and you actually want them to listen to you. Otherwise, they will take you for granted. Do I gesture in a visual delivery? Visual देखने का. Do I gesture enough too much? Does my body movement reinforce the flow of my speech? Are my gestures disturbing in any way? Am I depending so much on any one gesture? एक gesture depend कर एक ही हाथ movement चल रहा है तो am I depending on it? No. Does my face express the meanings or feeling I am trying to convey? Face expression is important. You are involved in the entire way. Does my face express the meaning? Yes. Are there different gestures to express myself effectively? एक gesture use करके boring ना करो, mundane ना करो. Dale Carnegie has already said कि आपका pitch, volume सब discuss था in the coming part. See, vocal delivery, volume, pitch, rate and quality. Volume, आवाज का volume, range, proportion, pitch, up and down, rate speed, quality of your voice. That is not in your hand. That is like pleasing or unpleasant. That is given by God to you. Good speakers fit voice and action to the words used, to situation and to their personality. Natural pitch in speaking is important for an effective voice. Natural pitch होना चाहिए. Correct pauses, pause देना. कहाँ पे pause देना? भूल गया करके pause नहीं देना. Correct pauses, slow, fast, average rate of speech used to denote the mood, sorrow, joy or anger. आपको mood denote करना है तो आपको important है pauses, proper pauses देने हैं आपको. Otherwise आपको ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि speech भूल गया इसके pause किया. नहीं. Pause has to be meaningful. When the voice is pleasant or unpleasant, quality by verbal delivery, verbal the words, language, English, Marathi, Hindi, sentence construction, grammatically sound, with good construction, with good word order. Paint a picture to the audience. Yeah, if you ever see a picture, picture is the best kind of memory. Give details, make it easy to understand. It should be easy. Things people don't want difficult things; they want easy things. Methods of delivery. Impromptu बोलेगा तो just give some time, थोड़े 2 minute का time दिया and speaking. Manuscript which President of India gives in front of people. The speech is written and is read out, but it has to be also read in a good sense. Use good oral style, practice intensive, look for opportunities to move and gesture, use your voice effectively, remain flexible. In spite of being read, the entire speech written in front of you, you have to take care of such things. Stay focused on the specific or memorize speech, which school students usually give. रट्टा हुआ speech रहता है. Practice. In this case, you have to practice. Of course, stay focused on your specific purpose and on the key ideas you want to convey. Speak in the moment. Understand that. Extemporaneous requires careful preparation. It's based on a keyword outline. Outline manaki just most of the speakers have a paper in front of them. They have points written scribbled on the notebook, and they try to speak. Allows the speaker to remain direct, involved, and flexible. This, I guess, is the best way. Practicing your speech. Yeah. Even the most confident speakers need practice. Without practice, you can't be successful. Never be overconfident if you want to be a successful orator. Remember, you are talking to friends. Make it a habit through constant practice. How to prepare first by envisioning yourself giving an effective and successful speech, and actually practicing your speech aloud. Read your speech silently several times until you are ready to begin. Practice delivering your speech aloud and with your notes and outline. Notes होने चाहिए. There is no alternative for practicing out loudly. Standing on your feet, using your notes, visual aids, practicing your gestures, eye contact, speaking loudly. Stand straight. After rehearsal, pause and ask yourself in the order to follow is the best order of ideas possible. जो घर पे अच्छा practice किया वहाँ पे जाके सब बाट लगा दिया. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. The material you gathered is enough. Divide the speech into parts and practice major sections, introduction several times repeatedly. As much as practice you do, the more successful you will be. Successful in home and failure at the stage will be not expected. Always take breaks. घर पे practice करते break ले लो. We are humans. We need water. We need food. Breaks लेंगे तो ही will be able to work on things properly. Just can't do gada much. Practice alone at first. Then record your video and then in front of friends and relatives, family. Ask their feedback. What I can do better with this. Observe the videos you record. Don't memorize. Don't try to memorize. Memorizing will be panic situation at the last moment. You forget anything. In case of long speeches, ensure you don't miss this important section. Lamba speech है तो बड़ा main points ना भूले. Sleep well before your performance day. Yes, Sachin Tendulkar says, मुझे नींद नहीं मिली तो I will not be able to perform tomorrow. I have to sleep properly. प्रिपरेशन हो गया, हमें सोना है, मुझे जल्दी 8 hours sleep मिलेगा तो ही my brain will perform properly, function properly. Remember, at the end, nobody is perfect. You're going to make mistakes. Don't be so shy or don't be regretful about it. Of course, improve yourself in the next speech. Response to audience questions. When what happens when you have a session with the audience? You ask questions are being asked by the audience and you answer them. Many speakers will have encouraged this. At the end of his speech, ask questions based on speech. So listen to each question asked. Think before answering each question of the audience. Don't allow one person to dominate the forum period. Yeah, this is important. You are the speaker. You must take control of everything. Nobody else should. When questions have long answers or irrelevant, act accordingly. And man, you can tell them I'll answer that later. Something like that. Don't try to fake your way through a response. Don't give false answers. If you don't know, just say I don't know, and think I will come back to you. It will influence. Don't argue. Don't argue with your hearers because they are the one gods. Shrotejana Bhakta. Shrotejana are important. They said in the speech. All the people who give this Sanskar Varga and these speeches in God speeches, they say the Shrotejana are kind of gods to them. Because of them, they have the ability to speak. If you don't agree to it, if you argue, it will influence your credibility and your speech. Hostile audience, in case of a hostile audience who doesn't give proper response, non-verbal response is not good. They are looking at you in opposite, they are looking at in oppose. Then you have to, what you have to do is avoid answer, simply avoid this question answer session. Watch your time. Put a pleasing closure on your speech. Pay attention to what your time has been given to you. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. You make sure that at the end of the speech you have proper conclusion at the end of the speech, and don't just mess with this speech. Some questions that can be asked. How do I manage fear, apprehension, stage fright, and speech anxiety? This is very good, very important questions that gradually the answer to that is how do I manage fear, apprehension, stage fright, and speech anxiety. You'll overcome that. How to manage? You'll manage that gradually. There are very usual situations for experienced leaders, speakers. And increased nervousness and rapid heartbeat before a speech are the coping mechanisms of the body. The body copes the mechanism. The heartbeat jo badhta hai, the body ka to overcome the anxiety problem. The more experienced you become, the better prepared you will be. Experience is the best teacher. We know that. Every one of us experiences this. It is a good to breathe out the complete carbon dioxide, and this means that basically to just do breathe in, breathe out before the speech. Beginning your speech slowly help decrease nervousness. Nervous होते हैं तो दिल का धड़कना बढ़ जाता है, दिल धड़कने लगता है. That is a part of how the body tries to cope up with the nervousness and tries to keep you in a safe state. Shivering, avoid करने के लिए. That is a thing done by the body science. How do I capture and maintain listeners' attention and interest? I'm doing the speech and I find listeners are no more interested. They've lost their attention. And we can do the following thing: establish eye contact with the audience. Do not talk if someone is walking down the aisle or if there is an audience movement. Make appropriate pauses for the audience to catch their breath. Pauses देना. Use interesting and powerful visual aids to overcome this problem. Visual aids use करो ताकि audience bore ना हो जाए. Talk from personal experience and tell stories. You have to be a storyteller. In the beginning of his book, Dale Carnegie said, you have to be a storyteller. Public speaker is not about just information. It is about telling stories about the facts, knowing the topic and telling stories. Make your speech concise to the topic, to the control. Completely concentrated on the topic. How do I know when the listeners are bored and inattentive? Third question. Observe the following. A lot of listeners sit with their arms folded. Yes, if they're not interested, they will say arms folded. Vacant looks, no smiles, nodding of the head. Most of the people are yawning. Yawning kar rahe hain. Polite coughs which are more than usual. They'll dash try to cough and tell that he's boring. He's losing his temp. He's losing his energy, and is not speaking nonsense now. Non-verbal gestures like audience frequently looking at their watches, beating their nails, shuffling their feet, looking at each other, and worse, starting to exit the venue. This can happen. They can just exit the speech and it can hurt you. How do I develop my self-confidence? Fourth question. How do I develop my self-confidence? Without confidence, I cannot be a good speaker. Practice. Practice is the key to the answer. That is, practice is the key. Look for every chance to give a speech. The more you face the audience, the more you will develop self-confidence. Kabhi bhi opportunities aati, just grab them. That is it. Practice. Do not try to pretend to be someone else. Be your own self. Believe in yourself. You don't, no one else will. How much information must I gather for a speech? Next question is, how much information must I gather for a speech? Your experience is your guide. Some need 50 minutes, 60 minutes, and some need only 5 minutes speech. Or 5 minute speech. 5 minute speech के लिए how much information do you need? You have to read widely. You have to be a good reader to be a public speaker. आपको newspaper, magazines पढ़ने की आदत होनी चाहिए. It's good. If you want to be a good orator, you have to be a good reader. Can I memorize a speech? Yes, you can. The answer is yes, you can, but don't. Never memorize a speech. You're bound to miss out a line or two, and worse, your speech will likely to be insincere. Your listeners will discover anyway. Memorizing stops you from being natural. If you like, you may memorize a special poem. Memorize a poem anyway, or a memorable quote, but not the speech, please. Can I read a speech? Yes, you can, but don't. Don't read out the speech. You're not coming here to show your reading skills. Can I use notes during a speech? Yes, you can, but be sure that they don't appear bulky, not too much of notes, heavy notes. There are only notes, and you don't know anything about the speech. Only notes and notes everywhere. A single sheet of paper with an outline of your speech is still the best. Be sure the letters on the single sheet are big enough to read. जो नोट्स दिखे पढ़ने लायक होने स्क्रिबल किया है तो अचानक स्पीच के बाद दिख नहीं रहा है समझ ही नहीं रहा है क्या लिखा है big problem. How do I develop my speech? Yes, this is a good question. Never talk about one idea too long. If you have 3 ideas, allot equal time to each. The transition from one idea to the next must be smooth. Ideas, flow of ideas, one idea to introduction section and the conclusion. Listeners must not wait too long for the next idea. Yeah, don't try their patience. Or can I use notes during? I've answered this question. How do I develop my address during an open forum? What do when a person gives a speech rather than a question? You answer it as you are in control. You have to tell them. You have to tell him in polite words. What do I do when I get a hostile question? Hostile question. Be cool, be courteous, and disagree with a smile message. Perhaps I was not clear. It's possible you misunderstood. Something like that has to be said. And lastly, very, very important, take time out to listen to as many speeches as possible. You can have books, great speeches, books written by people like Swami Vivekananda, Jawaharlal Nehru, Swami Vivekananda, and Sister Nivedita, any other like Jawaharlal Nehru, Lokmanya Tilak, Vinayak Savarkar, Gandhiji, who are very good orators. That is why they were successful and they today are respected by people and are worshipped by them. Shivaji Maharaj. Don't forget to take down notes when you listen to these speeches. Notes, now. You are an orator, you are trying to learn. You should always be a learner. Even if you're like or Gandhi, you might want to listen to some others, which he might get something new out of it. His own version he might get. A good listener is always a good communicator. Sunna bhi zaruri hai. That is the last point I want to say. And the last note I want to say, a good listener. Be a good listener. There are so many ideas working around all over your world, around your head. You observe and listen. Intake le lo, so you will be a good orator in the future, even in today, and will better in the future. We all want to be better, so we'll be better. So public speaking, any doubts, let's discuss in the class.